Welcome to Lykken on Lending, the podcast that dives deep into the heart of the mortgage industry. Your host, David Lykken, bringing you the latest insights, trends, and updates from the world of mortgages. Whether you're a seasoned industry veteran or just getting started, this show is your go-to source for all things mortgage. Let's get started. This is Lykken on Lending. Now your host, David Lykken.
Listeners, it's time for another AI update, and we have our special guest, as we do every one of these AI updates, Pavan Agarwal. Pavan, good to have you with us.
So much fun to be here. And I'm in Vegas today, as you know, for the big AI4 conference. It's something like 8,000, 10,000 people here. The registration line, thank God I'm a speaker because I went right in. But the registration line went like, I don't know, must have been a 3-hour registration line, went around the Venetian, literally, like down the hall through the casino. It was crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. I was on their website when I found out, first of all, chasing you around the world, talking to you in this world. I mean, you literally bounce around the world like few people I know. You're a true international traveler. So it's good to catch up with you now that you're in, at least on U.S. soil. But when I went to the website, folks, you can go there. It's AI4.io. You go to the website and then encourage you to go over to the resources. There's a tons of listeners out there. But then the speakers page. Pavan, when I was going through the speakers page, I'm going, I must have clicked on the attendee list because there's 1,260 speakers listed on the speakers page, of which, of course, you're one of them. And you're doing a keynote there, I know. But there are some notable people at this conference. And my new friend that you've introduced me to is Granger's there. I can't wait I'll be interviewing him a little bit later this afternoon. There's so much good things going on. But you have some big news that you want to share with our audience. What is it, Pavan?
Yes, and you're getting exclusive on this. It happens here. So folks, tune in. If you want the exclusive, want the latest breaking news, tune in on Lykken on Lending. So so big, huge news. We just literally last night when Japan woke up, 9 a.m. Japan time, we executed the first $100 million outside money into Celigence, the parent company of Angel AI. So that came in at the valuation of $120 billion. So that press release is going to be out any minute now. So it's going to hit the press wire. And that first $100 million is just the initial lead up. It's a multi-billion-dollar funding round that we're going through right now. And it's just to get the ball rolling. So we've got the first $100 million locked in.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. Can you talk about the investor at all that's willing to come and bring that in, or is that confidential?
So it's a group of investors from Japan. They consolidated their money into a U.S. corporation called Mortgage Treasury. Okay. And that corporation, the CEO of that corporation is a Japanese American, and the former governor of Hawaii is the CEO of Mortgage Treasury. These are very serious people here. And the money coming into this, into Mortgage Treasury, is some of the largest families of Japan. You know, the people who built Japan post World War II, those families are investing their money into Mortgage Treasury. And the Mortgage Treasury has invested its money into, for the last 2 years, it's been buying the non-QM loans that SunWest originates and that are manufactured by Angel AI. So the charter for Mortgage Treasury is that it will only buy products that has been manufactured by Angel AI so that it doesn't have to worry about the product quality. Okay, so it's kind of like this. So this group of investors, they've been going to, like, imagine you're going to a restaurant for the last 2 years every day, and you eat the cooking and you love it. You love the restaurant, you love the people, you love the service. And then 2 years later, you say, you know what, darn it, I'm going to go invest in that restaurant. If I'm spending so much money at the restaurant, I want to own a piece of it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, congratulations on that. And then I know there's a lot more to follow. I had the privilege of meeting a number of those investors with you in Dallas.
Yes, you did.
It's really exciting. And I think so many people are trying to figure out an AI strategy. You're way beyond that. You have an AI strategy, a proprietary technology with patents around, and those that are developing technology, you better pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to the patents that Pavan has. That's kind of like a public service announcement because you have so many patents in the area. That may be worth touching on just briefly. I mean, you protecting your technology, your knowledge through patents, which is totally appropriate. How many patents do you have right now and how many are pending?
I believe we've crossed 140. The most recent patent is the one that you and Aaron had a podcast on just 2 weeks ago, which is real world data uncertainty. It solves that problem, which is a fundamental problem of all AI models. This is a very, very big, very valuable patent.
Right.
Because, and then that's one of the things we're going to be talking about, the fact that AI is eating itself, right? I'm being interviewed by a very notable Forbes reporter. His name is Tor Constantine.
Yes.
And he's interviewing me, and his line of work is about how to prevent AI model drift, how to keep AI models growing. But right now there is a big problem because AI models are being fed by AI generated content. And so what happens is their view, the perspective of the world becomes very narrow because they start feeding on the same thing over and over again. And so the edge cases on the data disappears from their view, right? That gives them tunnel vision. Our patent's about how an AI model can predict how humans predict intuitively what's going to happen next, right? The AI model predicts the same way. So it can construct meaningful data to fill in the gaps.
Right.
So it's the real world data uncertainty because in the real world, human beings receive limited amounts of data, right? Any picture you look at, your brain processes to sort of a general pattern of it. Okay. But we're able to understand the picture, right? And fill in the gaps in our mind. Okay. So this is the same idea. We're accomplishing something similar with this new algorithm. And the paper was published in a top tier peer reviewed scientific journal. And we even open sourced the source code to how we did this.
Wow. Well, congratulations on all of the successes and the patents you're developing. But this is really leading into where you're going. And this investment, $100 million of initial investment, is really opening up to the point where you're going to be able to, you're creating your own capital markets for investing.
Exactly.
And that, I think that's really exciting. I mean, the Japanese and many other countries got burned in the housing crisis for how we underwrote loans. And they started looking at that. And so we got to find, this is still a great place to invest. The mortgage-backed security is a great place to invest, but it's how they're underwritten. So when they found you, Japanese found you, they said, this has got certainty into it. Guarantee. Exactly. You have a guarantee with it. And when it goes through, if you go directly through SunWest, your mortgage company, there's a guarantee with that decision, which is not listing a probabilistic answer. It's giving a deterministic answer with certainty. And that's where we added Dr. Aaron's interview. So we're going to go. It's worth going back and listening to that interview. We'll put a link to that interview that we did. But let's talk about the AI4 conference that's going on. There are 1,260 speakers. It's going on over 3 days. I haven't done the math on how many. That's a lot of content that's going on. I'm on the website right looking at the content and all the white papers that are being released and was reviewing some of those and getting ready for you. So there's a lot. What stands out at this conference, Pavan, for you as you look at it?
Well, I spent the day yesterday at the conference, and I was actually on another podcast yesterday. And actually right after this, I'm rushing over there to be on another podcast as well. So the whole conference seems like almost everyone I talk to is talking about AI agents. Like we're doing this with AI agents and we're doing that with AI agents, and we're going to save you so much money and save businesses so much money by setting up the AI agents. That's the whole premise and the business model that everyone is executing. And so they're kind of, in my opinion, they're late to the game because, as you know, we created the concept of AI agents back in 2012. We call them cells. I think it's a better name.
It is better, yeah.
Agent. And that's why the company's called Celligence. So, and I've sat through quite a few pitches yesterday. I'm just listening, absorbing the information and understanding what other people are doing with AI agents. And the other big exciting news that we have is we're announcing we call it Project Sena, SENA, Project Sena. And that is going live on Monday, August 10th, which is a massive ecosystem of AI agents being added to Angel AI. We've been working on this for months. We did an early announcement of this was coming back in April. Now it's August 10th is being switched on active. So with AI agents embedded into Angel AI, every task that you do right now, you have to rethink and say, I don't need to do that anymore. Or I'm going to do it dramatically differently so that if a task takes you 60 minutes, you'll spend 1 minute and 59 of the minutes will be done by the AI agent. So it's an amazing thing. AI agents basically give you an army of people, right? An army of assistants working for you, right? And you don't have to hire anybody. You just flip on agents and you just turn them on one after the other.
Yeah. And it is for the task. It's more of a task-based solution, correct?
Right. Yes. Right. And the difference between what we're doing and what the other startups I spoke to are doing The other startups are going they'll introduce themselves to a business and they'll say, we'll save you X amount of money. Let's set up your agents. And then they go through sort of a long, expensive setup launch process to install the agents in their business, right? We made it a single push of a button. You just select the agent you want and go, and in under a minute, the agent's up and running and managing your email or responding to your voicemails or responding to those or setting up your managing appointment calendar, creating marketing content, you name whatever you could think of. And if you we list out some of the agents on the release site. So it's just go to angelai.com/SENA, Sena. And you can also read the meaning of the name, why we call it Sena. So it's a very interesting conversation. We can have a conversation just on why it's called Sena. But basically, it's a short form of a Buddhist concept called Ashtarasena. And that is also a Japanese word, by the way, which is interesting as well. But the Ashtarasena is a legion of divine angels to protect you. So Sena is abbreviation, is a short form of that. And so angel agents is basically a divine legion and divine army of agents to protect your business.
Wow. That's amazing. Which comes back to the brilliance of the name Angel AI. And I love that, which gives you now more reason to explain it. So Sena, SENA.
Yeah, Sena. Yeah.
I got to go check that out. Got to check that out all the time. What are some of the other things that you're hearing about at the conference? There's a lot of people trying. As I look through all the topics and everyone's talking, it's really becoming pretty obvious that a lot of people really don't have a strategy. They're shooting at holes. It appears like they're trying to plug holes rather than having a cohesive beginning to end strategy.
Exactly. And there's a huge amount of money to be made by startups and consulting companies to approach a traditional company and say, we have this solution that we can save you money, right? And it's a slow, expensive process. So I'm seeing a lot of mid-sized and smaller companies jump towards that. Okay. What I'm also seeing, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from larger, publicly traded companies that are the C-suites of those companies are kind of deer in the headlights right now.
Yes.
And they actually are sitting on a gold mine because they have so much data, so much quality data that is available to them, that if they invested the time and money and if they actually had an understanding of what they're holding on to, if the C-suite actually understood what they had and how to use it, their companies are, 100 times more valuable than what they are today. But they don't have that vision and they're too busy blocking and tackling that they're forgetting about this massive asset they already have, and they basically throwing that asset away. It's kind of like I love to I would like to make a history reference here, right? It's like when Napoleon was busy, trying to conquer Europe, he gave away North America to us, right?
Great analogy.
Right. Yeah, right. It's like you were in a deep fight over the scraps, right? Over your pride. When the real asset was on the other side of the world, that's what North America was worth so much more than what he was fighting for.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah, that
he already owned it.
Really good example of someone being misdirected and having the wrong focus.
It's getting too much in the weeds of today, of the current battle, and you miss the big picture. And that's so that's a common theme we're seeing is half the companies just completely are missing the big picture, and they don't even understand the massive pile of gold that they have within their organization, which is their data. And they don't know how to use it. And the managers are afraid to say anything to the board because then the board will put them under pressure. Like, why aren't you doing something about it? So it's kind of like don't ask, don't tell situation. So half the companies are there. The other half are like, well, we got to do something. And they're, in my opinion, wasting a lot of money on, disparate startups and wild ideas. And maybe they get some return, they get some value for it, but not nearly what is possible. And that's why we created Angel AI Sena. That's why we are doing the Sena release, so that we have a simple one button go and it's Angel agents. These are AI agents that anybody and everybody can use. You don't need to hire a team of consultants, and you don't need IT experts to fire up agents and start, simplifying your life. Right. And right now I'll point to how important agents are and how important Angel AI's platform is to you. There was a study Harvard did about 3 years ago that I think maybe it's actually part of it back. I think it was like 7 years ago. They did this study. Harvard did this study that said 42% of your life, of your daily life, okay, is wasted because it could be handled by a personal assistant.
When you
So
start,
think about it,
when you start
right?
thinking about it, it's really extraordinary how people should be able to refocus into the things that will give them much greater success, right? Like Napoleon focusing on conquering Europe when he gave up all the North America here. That's a great example. And if you were to advise someone on how to redirect their attention as they start using these agents, what should they be looking at? Not playing more golf, but to succeed in today's business, what should they be looking at? What's Pavan's wisdom on that?
Well, first of all, don't panic. Right? There's a lot of FOMO being created, like, oh, if you don't do something like right now, you're going to miss the boat and things like that. Like, oh, look at this company's ahead, that company's ahead. First of all, don't panic, right? So, because if you try to do something in a rush and a panic, you're going to mess up. Okay. So second, then take your time. The most important phase of a project is the beginning phase. It's the planning phase. Take your time to understand and plan. Even if that takes longer, even if it looks like a competitor, if you read a press release, competitor just installed this agent or that agent, and you're like, oh no, I'm falling behind. If you're properly planning and preparing, then you're not falling behind, you're ahead. You may not see it immediately, but you're ahead. So understand, plan, prepare. And of course, the shortcut is just use Angel AI. That's just solves all your problems right there. You're ready to go. So we've already done all the hard work and heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, it's so true. Pavan, I always love catching up with you. Appreciate you dialing in and joining me today in Las Vegas. It's great to have you, friend.
Yep. Yes. AI4.io, the number 4.
IO. Yeah. I encourage everyone to check it out. There's a lot of content on the website already from what has been presented. A lot of white papers, very interesting. But there's a lot of noise out there, Pavan, and I think that's what I'm sorting through. All the white papers out there, I'm realizing just how much confusion and noise there is. It's really important that people pay attention to these AI updates that we bring you. We're going to be recording another one with our good friend Granger here in a little bit later this afternoon. Can't wait. What a brilliant guy. I met him through you. So tease that interview up. We're going to be releasing this interview before we do that. So tell us a little bit about Granger, how you met him, and why you were so excited to have him come on my podcast and share his wisdom.
Well, of course, I met Granger, an amazing, very, very high net, ultra high net worth person, amazing character, amazing soul. And the way you meet amazing people like this is at, of course, a Mindset Summit. So if you guys haven't gone to a Mindset Summit, go to a Mindset Summit. The next one we're doing is with NARAP and Avance in September, which is going to be like 10,000 realtors converging here again in Vegas at the Bellagio. And we're running the AI track during the NARAP National Conference. So check that out. It's marketed under the name Avance Global, AVANCE Global. That's our next Mindset. Or you go to mindsetsummit.com.
Yeah.
And it's over there. So
I heard him speak. I was so blown away that this guy thinks out of the box. And then I ran to you and I said, can I get his contact information? He said, better yet, come on, meet him. And then we met, he and I clicked like that. And turns out, a lot of people that he's got a lot of experience in the mortgage space. So I'm thrilled to get to know him and have him on. Thank you so much, Pavan, for joining us here. Safe travels, friend. Enjoy the conference.
Thank you,
good speech. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this AI update with Pavan Agarwal. Be sure to check out Angel AI, which is the sponsor for this podcast, by going to askangel.ai. You can actually start using the system there. Or if you want to learn more, just poke around and learn more about what they have going on. Just ask. It's angelai.com, angelai.com. Or if you want to use the system, askangel.ai. Appreciate you for being here today. Have a great rest of your day and look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.
You've been listening to Lykken on Lending. Our passion is to bring you the latest insights, trends, and updates from the world of mortgages. So on this show, if you're a seasoned industry veteran or just getting started, it's your go-to source for all things mortgage. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be back soon. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Lykken on Lending.